The goal years ago was to start an orphanage. Reagan and Renee Rippey had a vision for where they wanted to go, and they went by themselves first. And then they came back after meeting with Bishop and being over in India together in order to start an orphanage. We started small and we've built it over time. Right now, I think we're running around 60 kids.
Some of them don't have parents living, and some of them do, but they're not able to financially support them or send them to school. So that's why they're at the Mercy Home. Our main goal was to just love on the kids. I was in college when I started sponsoring my first kid, and he was, he's probably 7 or 8 years younger than I am. And that first night when we were leaving, he said, "Goodbye, Mom." He's called me Mom ever since. Most recent trip, he was there pretty much the whole time, and he still calls me Mom. I love that.
And I've known about him for forever, but I finally got to meet him, and he called her Mom. And when that happened, it was like, wow, it's like this little kid, like he looks at her as a mother. It blew me away.
When you have to leave and you have to say those final goodbyes, the kids will actually come up behind the car and just keep walking with you as you go, because they really don't want you to leave. And it's hard because they just are looking for love.
The mission in Jamaica this year, we were going to do the VBS there at a local church that we put on here at Open Door this year for our kids, and that we did that in Jamaica.
One thing Ryan always says to us, and we've kind of taken it on with all the trips, is to make every place better.
The mission of the trip was to let Jesus Christ be shown through us and to leave everything on the table.
Go to Jamaica and make it better than what we had came to.
When we got there, it was, we knew what we had to do, and we did it.
The first day we went to the infirmary, which was where the older people that really couldn't take care of themselves and older people that really loved us and didn't want us to leave. Then the next day we went to a disabled home, and it was just very impactful because seeing them just coming up to you and having that smile on their face, it was really fun and impactful on me.
These children, they didn't have the big space we have outside. We played the games in cow pastures, which is really crazy.
It was Wednesday at the church when we had the prayer circle and everybody was praying out loud.
One of the rules was you can't stand beside anyone you already know. So here I am holding this little boy's hand, Brian, and his mom's hand.
And hearing everybody pray out loud, that was definitely moving.
It was just so moving to hear people openly praying all at the same time.
I am so proud of them. There's not enough words to say how proud and thankful I am to be able to see it firsthand.
I tell people when I'm trying to prepare them for the camp that if they've ever attended a camp here in the States, pretty much the same thing.
They know about the message, they know about Christmas, they know Jesus came as a baby, they know about Easter, that Jesus died on the cross. But this year it was Jesus died on the cross for them. That not just he died, but it was for every single one of them individually.
I was in an all-boy group, and there were 13 and 14-year-olds, and I had a guy interpreter too. So I was surrounded by all these boys, and I was I can't speak the language, so how do I love on them when I can't braid their hair and wrap my arms around them and carry them. But I got my interpreter, Mark, to help me write letters to all of them. They had learned a little bit of English every day, and so they were able to come up to me and say, "Thank you, that was beautiful, I'll keep this forever." And some of them had tears in their eyes, and there was just a simple half notebook sheet of paper.
It always surprises me that the transition that the kids have. When we get there, they are stoic and sort of standoffish. Usually day 2, sometimes 3, that transitional, that pivotal moment that they go from being standoffish to smiling and wanting to be right there next to you.
And I did have the older teens from 13 to 17, but this time I had all boys teenage boys, they're wanting to cut up and laugh. Everything was a joke, nothing was serious. And so I just started telling them they were good and they were important. They had value, they had talent, they were worthy, and that they needed to believe that. And every word I spoke, as I had to wait for the translator to speak also, translate the word, you can just feel all of that joking and all of that carrying on just melt away. And they were just so hungry to hear someone say that they were good. Just that little bit of, couple words. Just speaking them words to them meant the world to them. They are just so hungry.
The whole week has culminated up to asking them to come to Jesus, and that is when over 80 teenagers came to Jesus that night. And for me, that is just the most emotional time, is to stand there and watch that happen.
You're only going to get to do things like that so many times in your life.
Several years ago, I would have never been able to do something like this. I would have been too scared to go. I would have been too worried.
I know it's going to be scary. You're going to be nervous, but it's one of the best things you can ever do.
When you find something that you love or something like that just sets you on fire, that is just how I feel. When I go, I feel like I've been created to go there.
When you see how people live there, their general living conditions, it's hard to tell Americans who haven't been anywhere else how truly blessed they are, how God has blessed us as a country.
The trip definitely changed me and made me appreciate things here more, because they don't have the air conditioning or hot water. It's a luxury over there.
I feel like I'm a lot more thankful for everything that we have here in America.
I'm thankful for that. I know that Jesus died for me. I know there's people that love me. I know there's people that speak words. There's people to support me.
It's just remembering how I felt when I wanted a child so badly, and then finally finding out that I have my child, that I was pregnant with her, that she was coming, she was here, she's healthy, and then when she came, and just her.
Me being a mama and knowing that these teenagers have not had a mom, or these children have not had a mom or a dad to love them. And we are so blessed here.